what we're seeking for is beyond this perverted, inverted illusion called life on earth, in all of its ways, in all of its customs, in all of the things that it forces upon us to make us believe that we are, and how we should behave, and what we should do, and what we should expect, and what we should desire, and what we should seek after, and what we should have our vision aimed towards, is all part of the false illusion. It's all part of the evil design to entrap your awareness into it. So the ways of this world wants you to equate work and energy and time into money. Debt slavery system that has no life. It is a fiction. It is not even real. The debt slavery system is run by unelected officials, black magic, purposely designed to keep us enslaved and under the spell of what it was designed for. Trading you in for pieces of paper and now for digital numbers, which reflects this false illusion. When you're going after what's real and true, you start to elevate above the mundane bullshit that this reality has placed upon you. The mundane and evil and wicked and despicable. All of these things have been molded and melded together and offered to you as reality. And what it wants you to do is confuse the ways of this world with the ways of the spirit. And the ways of the spirit, they are not compatible. They are incompatible. So when you start talking about spiritual things, which just means things that are true and real and won't fade away, who you really are beyond the prison suit, mental programming, emotional manipulations, and what's been crafted around you so that your eyes can see what they want you to see. That false reality is not real. It's a fiction. It's not gonna last. It's got you warped. So when you speak about truth, when you speak about liberation, when you speak about helping your fellow spirit brother and sister and whatever else you want to call it, these are just terms. There's no gender. That's part of your prison suit avatar bullshit. So I'm getting off topic here because I can get riled up, I guess. But when you mix spiritual matters and you expect the rewards of the devil, so to say, don't you think your spiritual message is going to be tainted and coerced and pulled into the falsity fiction, since your vision and your focus is on monetary gain, rewards of a fallen system? And you may not think that's true, but when you mix the God of this world with what you're searching for beyond here, with what you're reconnecting to beyond here, and you expect to be rewarded by the God of this world with its control system called money, the message is and will always be perverted. It is and will always be perverted when it's tied to money, when it's tied to commerce, currency. These things, the current of the money, the energy that is attached to the spiritual truths that you so-called are saying or expressing or helping others understand, the currency has been infected with the evil spells of money. There is no reward for truth. Truth is free. It's freely given, and it should be freely received. When you start charging or expecting the devil to pay you, your focus and vision is perverted. And I get it. I understand from a human meat monkey prison and trapped consciousness that we don't want to work, but we're forced to work, so we got to make money somehow. And it's easy to monetize your channel or sell information or sell courses online. It's easy money. It's what they call, what's the word? I can't think of it. Where you don't do anything but you get paid for it. Yeah. That would be great, wouldn't it? Don't have to work and to get money. But the thing is, there are methods and ways of the world to get worldly things done. But when you take things of the Spirit and monetize it and bring channels of currency through those things, it's not only perverting the message, but it's also perverting your view and your perception of what truth is and what it means. So I'm not saying necessarily that people who do this are necessarily demons or bad, or they're doing immoral things. This place is immoral. Money is immoral. Them forcing us to have to make money is immoral and demonic and evil. So I'm not blaming the victim for trying to survive in a fucked up place. I'm just calling attention to the intention behind what you're doing with so-called truthful things or so-called helping people awaken. If you're not being awoken, quote unquote, to the fact that your place in this world is a diabolical deception to keep you trapped into it and believing the ways of the world and the way they do things, and to keep your spirit entrenched in all of these evil illusions, forcing themselves upon you in order to make you believe it's you too, so you further keep participating endlessly forever and ever and ever. Liberation can only happen when you detach yourself from the systems of evil that have surrounded against your spirit, circling it and trapping it, and then forcing itself upon you, raping who you actually are, and mind controlling you to think of something that's evil is good, and then they kick you and they make you walk and they make you run and they make you think that you're free, and it's actually who you are and what you desire and all that there is. Maybe I'm going a little too much into metaphor and things, but you got to speak in metaphoric, parabolic language in order to show and express the truth sometimes, because it's hard to get it into normal terms. So I know I just went either you get what I'm saying or you don't. And I'm not trying to shame or blame people, because that's not the way either. Blame and shame are tactics of this place. All I'm trying to do is hold up the mirror of truth and look, and I want you to look in it. I want you to ask yourself, why am I doing the things that I'm doing? Why am I monetizing the truth? Why am I expecting to get paid for trying to help people liberate themselves. Why do I expect that from a fallen world and a fallen system and an evil net that has been placed upon all of creation here? Why do I want it to reward me with comfortable survival tokens that I can go cash in using its beast system in order to meet my survival needs to further survive in a despicable abomination? Why do I expect things to be easier for me now for having people hungry for truth, and then they see it and then they want to pay me for all of these things? Why would an evil place want to reward you for mixing truth with money? It's because it loves that. It loves to make a salesman out of you and to make a fool out of truth and real spiritual things. I'm not saying it can make a fool out of truth, but it can make a fool out of you and other people who now believe these two things are compatible. It loves making a fool out of spiritual matters and spiritual things because it perverts it. That's the message. And with that said, again, I'm not blaming or shaming because that's the tactics of this place. And if you, when you exit this place and they want to say, hey, you monetize the truth, don't take their shit. Like no. Keep your vision straight though. Keep your vision on why are you doing what you're doing. Are you doing what you're doing to make a quick buck, to make your life easier and more comfortable? Or are you actually wanting to help yourself and others and set a good example and not be hypocritical? I mean, it's so easy to be hypocritical. I'm hypocritical all the time. It's unavoidable in this place. This whole place is hypocritical. But do the best you can. And when it comes to truth and money, it's not hard to say no to the devil's system and the devil's tokens. And the devil is just a metaphor. Fill in the blank for whatever you want to call it. It's just easier to say it like that. You expect rewards from the ruler in charge of this fallen world, of this abomination, for saying truth? Come on now. We all are forced to need their devil tokens. I get it. Make sure you're not getting devil tokens from trying to say what's true and what's not true. When in regards to the truth about this world and how it's imperative to detach and move away and eventually ending this place. You think the devil's going to give you his tokens if your message is real and clear and about that? If it's about that, you don't expect the devil's tokens. You wouldn't want the devil's tokens because the devil's tokens aren't usable outside of the devil's prison. You won't need those things. And the devil's consider the devil's tokens as anchors of you building a foundation here because you expect that this is going to last, or just to bide your time until it's over. You got to be ready to go at a moment's notice, because at a moment's notice is all you have when the moment happens, when it's your time to go. And it could happen anytime. And if you're not ready and you're building who you are and the foundation of truth and where you want to go on the devil's tokens, then you're just going to be anchored here. These are just things to ponder and think about and to question. I'm on the path of liberation out of this prison system for good. And along that path of exiting this place, I want to help share my experiences and my own inner gnosis and things that I've come to find that could be useful and beneficial for others who also seek freedom from this place. And along that path, my meat monkey corpse that I'm animating constantly tries to subdue my spirit into the things of this world. And so it sees the path of liberation as a means to make business and supply me money so that I can fund my survival instead of leaving this place. It wants me to put all my chips in, so to say, to this realm, to make this place as comfortable as possible to further its survival and its means of manipulation onto my spirit. But my spirit knows the hypocrisy of trying to sell truth to other people so that my existence can be funded by their slavery, so that my existence can be less of a burden on my spirit by me wanting others to go slave away for my own survival. And while I'm building my own little house here, so to say, on the truth and selling that information, or even expecting monetary gain from it, it muddies the waters and it ruins the vision of the truth to begin with. The spirit does not need money. Money is one of the gods of this world. There are many control systems in place to keep our spirits entrapped into it, and money is a huge one. And to entangle liberation with the number one means of imprisonment is total hypocrisy. It makes the truth look like it can be sold. And when one mixes the two together, you can only serve one master. And that master will be money. That's just a metaphor to saying wherever your vision is, you will follow. And if your vision is entangled with the trappings of this world in regards to liberating yourself from this place, in regards to trying to help others liberate themselves from this place, the message will ultimately be very worldly. It will ultimately be you still holding on to this place and having the wrong vision for how to leave this place. Money is just another message that you're telling yourself that you are hanging on to this as long as it takes. One has to be willing to let it all go for total liberation. And when you're talking about spiritual things and you mix the two together, spiritual and money, those two are not compatible. Just like good, true good that is beyond this realm, that has no word, cannot mix with anything of this realm. You are taking one that cannot be mixed with the other and showing that they can. In actuality, what you have is a deceptive package that one is offering to someone else, saying, this is my gift to you. But in actuality, you are expecting something in return. You're expecting the devil of this world to repay you for your acts of trying to liberate your fellow brother and sister. And that cannot be, because the money is a debt slavery system that has entrapped all of us. And when that vision is mixed with it, all you're doing is making a business out of trying to, quote, help people. We all need money, unfortunately, to participate in this system. And even though money is immoral, us being coerced and forced into it doesn't make us immoral. And I wouldn't even say people who sell the truth are necessarily evil people. I can't know that. I can't know their true intention. But what I can know is it ruins the vision and it ruins the trajectory of where a spirit is trying to aim for. If you're aiming for liberating yourself from the slave rape and torture system, and you're expecting to be reimbursed for your time and energy while looking towards the exit of the prison bars, you will remain trapped behind the prison bars because the vision is incorrect. The trajectory of why you're doing something, the intention behind it, is being perverted with the one-eyed God, the debt slavery system. And you are thus keeping valuable information from other people to help them along their journey. And it makes it look like a joke. It makes it seem as if you're just another salesman. You're just another salesman of this world. You're just another pastor at a church collecting funds for your master, which cannot be total liberation if you're expecting others to slave away to fund your existence. Unfortunately, we all have to fund our own existence here. And if one is relying on someone else to do it for them, you are in fact enslaving that person, and you're expecting that person to work for you, under you, as you release your valuable nuggets of truth and say, you will soon be liberated as long as you keep paying me your dues. Keep tithing away so that I can release this life-saving information to you, so that you may free yourself. But the one that you're getting this information to has not let go of the trappings of this world. They don't see the total hypocrisy and the deception behind wanting to gain money on their pursuit of the truth. In my opinion, as soon as you do that, your credibility has gone down to nothing. Zero. You may still have some useful information. You may still think that there's nothing wrong with that. But the True spiritual things cannot be bought and sold. I know that it's hard to fathom because we're entrapped in this material realm, encaged with the desires of the body and its survival. But the survival of the body must be squashed and muted, because the things of the spirit transcend that of the body, that of everything that you've been taught. Time is not money. Energy spent is not to be expecting a return monetarily if that energy is going towards something that is outside of this prison structure. Don't buy and sell the truth. Don't turn it into a business. Don't turn it into commerce. Everything around you in this society has turned into that. People are selling and buying. And it has become even more of an abomination than it has been. I absolutely hate money. And people who say, oh, you have to have good intentions and make the money work for you. Yeah, in hell's system, the money is allowed to work for you so that you can suffer less and have your comforts, so that you can blind yourself to the actuality of all of this is going away. All of this is going to be wiped away. Your life as you know it is going to be erased, and everything that you worked so hard for is going to be taken from you. None of it is true. It's all a fiction. Your identity is a fiction. The things that we have been led to believe are fictions. Everything is a fiction here. And when you try to mix fiction with truth, what you get is fiction. To continue to try to build one's home here, the foundations of who they are and all they aim to achieve here, instead of detaching from that. One must be willing to lose it all, because it will all be stolen from you one way or another eventually. And if you are still holding on to the shaky foundation of a false reality, of all the false promises that it offers you, comfort and safety, when there is none, there is no such thing as comfort and safety here. When that comfort and safety can be ripped away from you at a moment's notice. What it should be called is lulling asleep of the spirit, to make it believe that what it sees and what it's experiencing is true. And there's comfort in that to the body. But your true eyes must see through this. Your true vision must be beyond the rewards of a fake, evil, false system with its promises of safety and comfort through monetary gain of selling the so-called truth to those who need it, to those who are seeking for it. By mixing the two, you are telling people that you don't actually truly believe what you are saying, because you're expecting a reward for it. You're expecting payment from the debt slavery system of a fallen, pathetic, evil creation, instead of realizing that the money itself is a form of slavery. And no one owes you anything for the truth. That may be hard to come to terms with. But the truth is free. The truth should be freely given with nothing expected in return, because the truth is, we don't actually need anything from this system, from this world. Our spirits need to remember that truth that is free, like life-giving flowing waters to all who may want to drink from it. And when we cap it off and hoard it and expect some form of payment for something that is free, should be free, we're no different than corporations, the dead bodies that have shut us off from so-called natural freedoms of having free water and free food. No, they decided that we owe them something to be able to drink for their hard work of cleaning and providing clean water for us. They're the ones who poisoned it and siphoned it away to begin with. And it's the same thing with the truth. Capping it and siphoning it away and redirecting it back to you for a price or for some sort of reward is the wrong way to see it. I'm not trying to say people who do this or expect something in return are necessarily evil or bad, or that they're knowingly doing it. I would say some people do know, but others may think they have good intentions. But reevaluate those intentions, I would say. Are you actually prepared to lose everything? Or are you still holding on to a false system and a false reality and the promises of safety and comfort that it dictates to you? As long as you fall in line, do all the things that we expect from you, you'll be comfortable and safe, and you'll be able to liberate yourself, even though you're not truly detaching from hell's system and its control mechanisms over you. This identity, this body, is not me. It's a walking corpse, a suit of clothes, a prison vehicle that my spirit is under right now. And I can't wait for all this to fall away, where money is no longer a form of enslavement, where this body is no longer a form of enslavement, and all the workings of this world will be put down like a despicable, ravenous monster that it truly is. I don't expect to be rewarded or to have something given to me in return for seeking that path of liberation and truth. No, I want nothing to do with it at all.